Okay, we will finish up chapter 28 and keep reading. Well, I said, I found this article online about these two guys who ended up sitting next to each other on a plane. They looked identical. And then there's that one movie star who everyone thinks is a vampire because there's a picture of a man who looks like him from World War One. We lost interest in Mom and plopped back down in our seats. I know what happened, Connor suddenly declared, making Zion jump out of his seat. There's a portal up on the hill. You go through the portal while you're wearing that necklace you found and go back in time to 1973. While you're there, you have your picture taken. Connor looked extremely proud of himself as he barked and said, That's it. I've totally solved it. You could run into your grown up self at any time, so you better be careful. Why do I need to be careful? I asked him. Is my grown up self dangerous? Clearly, Connor said. He looked at Zion for confirmation. Zion nodded. Yeah, I'm pretty scared of grown up Avon. Why wouldn't she just come and tell all of us that she's wandering around somewhere? I mean, you'd remember us, wouldn't you? Zion asked me, like what we were talking about was actually true. Maybe she's dead, Connor said. I smiled at him. Rodeo Clown Mafia? Totally. We giggled. I stuck a piece of popcorn in my mouth with my foot and chewed. I really love this whole theory, especially since the magic portal makes me grow arms. Connor's face fell. Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. You never know what a magical portal might do, Zion said, and Connor's smile returned. I decided to take advantage of Connor's good mood. So are you coming to the festival or what? I asked him. I already told you. I know. Just thought I'd double check. Well, you can stop double checking, Connor said, because the only way I'd go into a crowd like that would be if someone, like, tied me and dragged me there. Zion grinned at Connor. Don't give her any ideas. Zion seemed to know me pretty well. Chapter 29. I opened the front door to let Connor in. He trudged into the apartment, his shoulders slumped. He looked so depressed I thought he might burst into tears. Is everything okay? I asked him. He shrugged, and I couldn't tell if it was a tic or if he was deliberately being evasive. He leaned against the wall, not looking at me, and let out a bark. My parents are taking a big piece of fence out of the rodeo arena so the trucks can get through. I've been working on that stupid report for language arts. He just stared at the floor. Hey, guess the name of the band we got to play for the festival, I said, hoping he'd snap out of whatever funk he was in. He shrugged. The Flapjackaroos, I laughed. They normally do gigs for like waffle houses and stuff. But I guess the country western breakfast entertainment business isn't booming, so we got them to do the festival. Cheap, too. He still didn't look at me. Is everything okay with your mom? I asked. He finally spoke. Yeah. Did something happen at school? He didn't answer me. He just barely shook his head. Hoping I could cheer him up, I said, Hey, I have a surprise for you. He followed me into the living room. I sat on the edge of the small couch, my guitar at my feet. Sit down. I motioned with my head for him to sit beside me. He dropped his backpack on the floor and flopped down on the couch with a big, dramatic sigh. I plucked at the strings with my toes for a second and adjusted one of them. I took a deep breath, willed my pounding heart to slow down, and began to play. I had practiced Moon River every day for the last month, but I still managed to hit a wrong note here and there. It sounded okay, though, and Connor was completely quiet as I played. Completely quiet. When I finished playing, I looked at him. You didn't tick the whole time I was playing, I said in a whisper, like if I spoke any louder it would shatter the fragile quiet, and Connor would unload all of his ticks he had bottled up while I played. I had thought he'd be so happy I had finally played for him after all this time. He had asked me, but I saw tears in his eyes. Maybe you could bring the guitar to school and follow me around playing music everywhere I go. A single tear escaped and ran down his cheek. Then I could stop being a freak. In my whole life, I had seldom felt like I was missing out on anything by not having arms. Some of the only times I had ever wished for them were during these fleeting moments of frustration when my shirt got caught around my neck or some insensitive person tossed something at me without thinking, only to have it bounce off my chest or head. But at this moment, as I watched the tears slide down Connor's cheek, I felt the true loss of not having arms, because I couldn't reach over and wipe it away, and I wasn't about to do that with my foot. Connor shook his head. I could never do anything like that, he whispered. Sure you can. You can play the guitar. I'll teach you. No, he wiped at his cheek. That's not what I meant. Avon, you don't understand. It's like it doesn't even matter that you don't have arms. You still play the guitar and go to museums and restaurants and do all kinds of stuff. I can't do anything. I can't even go out in public. Of course you can. Look at all you've done lately, going to the meetings and the movies and coming here all the time. You can even come to the festival. You can do anything. No, I can't, Connor snapped, jumping up from the couch. I won't ever be able to do anything with my life. I won't ever be an actor or a politician or a teacher or anything like that. Geez, I can't even go to the movies without renting out the whole theater. My mouth hung open in disbelief. Why would you want to be a politician? My great-grandma would have been appalled. I could see her raising her wrinkly fist in the air and warning Connor about the coming revolution. Connor gazed back at me, so much sadness in his eyes. You want to know why I was so upset when I got here? I nodded. Yes. His ticking was getting bad again. He shrugged his shoulders manically as he spoke. I walked to the store before coming here. I wanted to get you some gummy bears. I gaped at him. You stopped at the store by yourself? For me? To get gummy bears? I knew it sounds silly, but to me this was like the equivalent of him going to Antarctica and back to bring me a feather from a penguin's butt. He struggled to get the words out. I saw someone filming me on their phone. My stomach dropped like it did when I was on a roller coaster. What? Yeah, Avon. They were filming the freak. I shook my head slowly, not wanting to believe it. Maybe they were doing something else. They weren't, he yelled. So you see, I can't do those things because I'm a freak. Next week I'll be on YouTube with a bunch of snarky comments about what a psycho I am. I'm never going out in public again. Not to school, not to meetings, and I'm not going to your stupid festival. Stop it, I tried to calm him. You're not a freak, no more than I'm a freak. You can do anything you want. Go ahead and become a politician if that's what you want. What's stopping you? This, he cried as his ticking continued, unabated. I shook my head. No, you're just upset because of some jerk with a cell phone. You can do anything, Connor. And you're unrealistic to say I can do anything I want. I know your parents have led you to believe you can do whatever you want, but it's not true. You can't be a basketball player or a surgeon or an astronaut. I glared at him. Why can't I be an astronaut? Because I'm a girl? Because you have no arms, Avon! He shouted at me in exasperation, like he was revealing some shocking secret that I didn't already know. I gritted my teeth. Don't you tell me what I can or cannot do. Oh, really? What's that supposed to mean? I asked. How come you won't play your guitar at the festival? How come you won't eat in the cafeteria? I choose not to play the guitar or eat in front of people. It's not because I can't. I don't believe you. I glared at him. We're supposed to encourage each other, Connor. That's what friends do. I'm sorry some disgusting person was filming you at the store, but you have no right to tell me what I can't do because of your disability, he finished for me. Because you're disabled, Avon, just like me. I stood up to face him. I don't know why I let what Connor said infuriate me so badly. I had been called disabled before. People had referred to my disability 100 times. But it was like he'd used the word to insult me. I could feel my temper rising and taking control. I swear if I had hands right now, I'd punch you right in the face, I cried. I'm not disabled. I'm abled. Why are you so mad? Connor said. I'm just stating a fact. I'm disabled. You're disabled. Everyone at that stupid support group is disabled. I'm just telling you like it is. Well, go tell it to someone else and don't come back. I yelled at him. Fine! Connor could barely get the word out because his ticking was so bad at this point. He grabbed his backpack, took out the bag of gummy bears, threw it on the floor at my feet, and flew out of the apartment. And suddenly, I felt incredibly sorry. Chapter 30. I totally avoided Connor the next day at school. Actually, I didn't have to avoid him because I didn't see him or hear him anywhere. I wondered if he meant what he said when he was never going to school again. So it was just another day with everyone staring at me but no one talking to me. Another day of eating lunch in the stupid bathroom. I didn't even want to see Zion and have to explain anything. I couldn't wait for school to end. I nearly ran to the bus when it was over. As soon as I got home, I sat down at my desk and I browsed through several of my recent blog posts. No comment from Emily, no comment from Kayla, no comment from any of my old friends. My old world had moved on without me. So I typed my next post. I know I totally make light of not having arms. I mean, what good does it do to complain about it all the time? This is my life. I can't change it. No arm transplant can be done. I am who I am, and that's all I've known and all I'll ever know. No big deal. I'm sure you're thinking, yeah, but come on, not having arms must really suck at times. Yeah, not having arms really does suck at times. A lot of what stinks about not having arms are little things, things most people take for granted because they have arms. So here it is, the 20 worst things about not having arms. 1. No smacking people, no matter how badly I want to. I don't think stomping their toes provides quite the equal satisfaction. Number 2, no boxing matches. If I had arms, I think I would have been a professional boxer. 3, doing my hair is difficult. 4, everything takes longer. 5, no basketball. 6, no shaking hands with people when I meet them. I would make sure I always had a firm handshake. Then again, I don't have to worry about sweaty palms. 7, using large tools like chainsaws and weed whackers is likely out for me. 8, strappy tank tops and dresses don't look quite right, and mannequins' arms don't help either. 9, reaching things on the top shelf. 10, my back hurts because it's hard to exercise your back muscles without arms. 11, my feet get sore. Feet aren't meant to be used the way I use them day after day all day long. 12, non-handicapped people using the handicap stalls in the bathroom. And I need the extra room, and it stinks to wait until the perfectly armed people are done with their luxurious, roomy bathroom visits. 13, no pushing a heavy wheelbarrow. 14, splinters are a real pain in the butt. 15, no hand or arm massages. I hear that they feel super good. 16, it's harder to keep my balance. 17, harder to do anything. 18, no wiping away a friend's tears when he's hurt. 19, no hugging him to make him feel better. And 20, no reaching out for him when he walks out the door.